Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk. I am Deb, and I am here tonight because we are getting ready for 2026. On the Porch has been absolutely bursting, and I want to know your real opinions tonight. Now, I'm going to bring on a couple people who are key players to this ministry and are key players to our daily lives and what we do. So, actually, we're going to bring on three people. This is Mara Cruz. Mara Cruz is with me quite often. Hello, Mara Cruz. Mara Cruz is my oldest daughter, and she's also on the worship team. And this is Miranda and Emerald. Hello, girls. They are very intricate as part of worship. And so, and Emerald is just absolutely everybody's sweetheart here. So thank you guys for being with me. Now, tonight we're going to do things a little bit different. So if you are on, I would like to know that you're here. And I know it takes a few minutes for us to catch up with all of you. So I'm going to, in the next couple minutes, I am going to, first of all, if you're coming on, say hello in the comments. And hi, Emerald. I hear you, baby girl. I hear you. But anyway, so say hello in the comments. But what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to talk about what On the Porch is, and how it works now. And then I want you to really think about, and girls, I'm going to mute your background noise right now. So just hold on one second. There we go. But we're gonna talk about what the porch is now. And then I want you, as I go through these things, I want you to really think about what we can do to improve it. And I want you to be honest. If you don't like something, be kind, be nice, but let us know how we can change it, because I think constructive criticism is the only way that we're going to grow, because we do things the way we do things because that's how we do them. But it doesn't mean that we have room for change and we have room for growth. And that's where we all come in tonight. So I am so glad that you're here. So On the Porch, we are, first of all, the porch is a place to come as you are. And girls, I'm going to unmute you for a second. But to come as you are, and you really mean that. I believe that I mean, On the Porch, worship on the farm, it really is come as you are. You know, and it's a place to heal, a place to grow, a place to cry, a place to play, a place to eat. We do all of the above on the porch. And so, but it's all worship on the farm, on the porch, all of these things, the traveling ministry, it's all part of it. And so it's all kind of this big cluster. So as we go through, the porch is really becoming a beautiful movement. And that's how I look at the porch. This is a beautiful movement. It really is. God is calling us to connect with our own spiritual self. On Sunday, we talked about plugging it back in our spiritual hearts and our spiritual self to God's Spirit, to the Holy Spirit. And God created each of us, knows us in all of our chaos, that our messy lives, also the purposes in our hearts. That's really what the porch is about. Girls, do you have anything to add to that about maybe what the On the Porch ministry is?
I think to me, it's like finding where you're at in the now.
Okay. I like that.
That's good, Cruzy.
I like that.
Yeah, it's literally, I think we're all so used to the, like the way Christianity was. And what I enjoy most about this church is that you put everyday scenarios into your sermon. And it's called Real Talk for a reason. Like we're here and now, we're in the moment. We're not, we're trying to move forward, but a lot of us, and like the elderly people on here, are probably more stuck in their ways of how they grew up in the Christian household.
That would be me, the elderly.
It's kind of like how people say you don't have to say you're a Christian. People can just see it. That's how On the Porch is. You don't have to, On the Porch doesn't say On the Porch Christian Ministry. It's just On the Porch Ministry. You don't have to say that you're Christian.
Don't say it, be it. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Don't say it, be it. I love that. And so on December 15th, I know the date because it was my birthday, we did the giveaway for the 2 purses. Since then, and we did kind of a plug. We know that you share the page if you like the page. We have had over 600 new followers. We had 60 of those people once we did the drawing withdraw their following and unfollow us, but that's okay. We've had over 600 new followers since then. So hi, Rhonda. It's nice having you here. Rhonda, we are talking about what the porch is, and we are looking forward to 2026, growing together, working together, building our relationships together and individually. And that's really what it is for me, is each one of our spiritual walks has got to be true to who we are. And I think that is what makes us a little bit different from all other ministries, is that we are not going by a set doctrine. We are going by what God is calling one of us to do.
Right.
And so I think that right now, tonight, we're asking people to, hey, come on, be part of this beautiful movement that God has entrusted us with. It really is. The porch is a safe place to talk about hard things without judgment or labels. Now, we have had a lot of interviews on here with people from all walks of life. And the cool thing is that we're all in different places, our Christian walk or our spiritual walk, whatever you want to do. But this is really a place for us to grow our spiritual connection with God or the higher power, because it's safe here. No dumb questions. There are no stupid things to ask. You do not have to recite the Bible in order to know God.
Right.
And I think that's where we get caught sometimes. My husband is sneezing in there. God bless you. But that is where we get caught sometimes. And, on Sunday, we had this. This is what I said. Sometimes God or the higher power, the universe or the divine, sends us a pause, but it's not a punishment. So maybe in your spiritual walk, God has put a pause. And you're not feeling where God is. You ever did that? Where you really can't feel God in your life. You really can't feel where that is in your life. But you know that God is there. And so as we're going through, that is really what the porch is all about. So girls, do you have anything else that we should share that maybe I forgot?
I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think one of the most beautiful things about On the Porch and just Pastor Deb is she's accepting of pretty much everyone and everything. And I think it's a really beautiful thing how easily you can show people grace, even when I feel like they don't deserve it. You're good at showing grace.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think that is kind of what God's asking us to do all the time. And Rhonda, thank you so much. Rhonda says, I love On the Porch. I don't get up to Elroy for church, but I feel like I'm there with you all. It helps Anna and I with everything inside and outside. Thanks. That's what this is about. And that's why Worship on the Farm we're going to be giving Sunday messages. We're going to be doing those things. But right now, like I said, hi Brenda, we are going to put this on pause a little bit because the Worship on the Farm, we're still going to gather. We're still going to do that, but we're not going to make that our main focus. Our main focus is going to be the On the Porch ministry as a whole. And so I want to touch on everything here a little bit and see where you guys are at. So first of all, let's do the first thing. What's the biggest thing of the porch?
You.
What is the most consistent thing that is on every single day? The morning message, right?
The porch.
The porch. We're on the porch, but the morning message. And before we get into that, really, I want to tell you guys something, and you two girls can probably attest to it. I want you to know that I am the same being a grandma and a nanner and a mom and a wife as I am on the porch. You are not going to get some mistake. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to say things I shouldn't. I'm going to do things that maybe you don't appreciate at times. But I'm going to do it with love and grace, and I am going to do it, and I'm going to love you through it, because my job and my calling is to help each and every one of you grow in your relationship and experience God's love for yourself. And right now, 2026 is reconnecting with God spiritually, and we're going to do it together. So, a PSA, that's where I'm at. Let's go back to the morning.
Side note, I don't know if you see this or not, but Emerald is refusing to sit. She wants to stand while you talk.
That's okay. Stand up, baby. You can stand.
Stand up.
Get me my little thing.
No, I said something. Now she wants to sit.
Ah, that's okay. That's all right. Well, we've been growing with Emerald, and Emerald is teaching us a lot. So, all right, morning messages. Morning messages. How long are they? About how long are they?
5 minutes.
About 5 minutes.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Short, sweet, and to the point. So I'm going to ask you, do you guys think that 5 minutes is too long in the morning? Is it not long enough?
No, I love watching them in the morning.
Okay.
It's just the right amount of time, you
I
know.
just think in the morning, sometimes it's 3 minutes, sometimes it's 5, but in the mornings we're busy.
I don't feel like you can I feel like whoever the message is meant for will get there, whether it's 10 minutes or 2 minutes.
Yes,
Correct.
Thank you. That is where it's at, because no matter what the message is, God is leading me. I just let the Spirit talk, and sometimes I talk too much. And sometimes there's nothing a lot to say. So the morning
Sometimes we need 5 minutes of positivity in the morning. Sometimes we need 10, you know?
Right. And I think that that's the beautiful part of it. There's no rules. Nobody has ever set in place on the porch. We are doing this as God created us to do this, and as He's leading us. But I do need all your help. And here's the thing. I need everybody on the porch. All 9,200 of you. I need all of you to help me, to help God bring people spiritually back to Him. This is a group effort. This is not a Deb effort. And this is all of us. And so, Miranda is doing it through, I talked to her earlier. Miranda is spreading God's love. Actually, Emerald spreading a lot of God's love, helping her mom reach people that she would have never reached before. And I think that is where it's at. Mira Cruz works at very much customer service, and working in her world, she's reaching people that I can't reach. Miranda's reaching people that I can't reach. You are going to reach people that I am not called to reach. That's what the porch is about. And Miranda, thank you. She said, love listening, and it helps us grow and to love God. Absolutely. But this is the goal. We have to do this together. We cannot meet in person because we're from all around the country, all around the world. But we can certainly grow in our walks together. So, okay, what about the time of the morning devotions? I do it at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Is that
with the daylight savings time? 8 o'clock would be nice, but that's just me. I feel like I'm going to bed earlier and sleeping a little longer because the sun has not been out.
I sleep during that time usually because I'm second shift, but I watch your evening ones and Sundays. So
yeah.
I think it all just like Miranda said, it just depends on who's on, and it'll reach the person it needs to reach that.
Yeah,
day.
we can watch replays.
I
watch the replay every day.
I missed Pastor Deb's message. Let me go check out her page. And then any other app I open, there's your face.
Yeah.
TikTok and
she's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. That's why I need your help, because there's more than just the videos, and I am so learning. I am not that techie, but God has given me what I need to do it.
I think you've been doing great. You've been doing really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm learning I learned TikTok a year ago, a little over a year ago. So I'm still learning about all of these things. And some of them they go on those pages like Instagram. And I'm not growing them, but they're growing themselves. So it's very, very organic. And that's what I really love about it is the porch is organically growing. And it's not even us doing it sometimes. It's organically growing. So God is working hard in what we're doing. So, okay, so the time, I really think because we can watch replays, it doesn't matter what time it's on. What do you think?
No, it
Um,
doesn't.
On someone's
I do
feed.
miss the on the porch or coffee with Pastor Deb. You haven't done those in a while.
No, I miss that too, and I think that I think we should go back to that because I just like that. That's just a time for us to chat.
Yeah,
what
at
I
least
mean?
once a week. That's nice.
Yeah,
I think a lot of us are seeking conversation right now, especially with it being so cold. You can't get out and go nowhere.
right, right.
And then also, so much negative in the world. It's a little bit of positive.
Well, I like that. What does everybody else think about coffee with that? Because, like I said, haven't done it in a while. We were kind of doing it, but I'm going to be much more intentional in 26 with all your help. Because another thing is too is if I'm being intentional and then nobody comes on, it kind of is defeating. It defeats me. I know that's not nice, but the thing is that, but if we set a time and we set the thing, one of the things, hi Tina, one of the things, okay, Rhonda works the night shift and she gets home at 7. So she watches it afterwards. Do what's best for you and everyone. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. Hi, Tina. So like I said, the thing is that Coffee with Deb, the reason that we did 7 o'clock, I'll be honest with you, is because we have a lot of teachers that are on the porch, and they can still watch it as they're getting ready for school, or even if they're at school, they can still get the morning devotion and the morning message. So that was the real reason why we started at 7. And I don't know, like I said, I just stuck with it because it seems to work. So
well, I'm usually up at 6, but 7, 8 is when I start moving.
Okay, well that's okay. Maybe I'll come out a little bit earlier at your house and say, Miranda.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay. So the morning devotions. How about the way we interact? Do you guys like the way that you guys can just add in comments and do those things? Is the interaction? Do you enjoy that or no? For me, that's the porch.
Sometimes I think it's a little distracting. I do agree it's part of the on the porch, but some of the sermons you've done where you like bring in guests, I feel like I've watched a couple and the guest is trying to talk and then you're like reading comments as they're trying to talk. Because I don't think you do it on purpose. I just feel like you kind of, well, you're a people pleaser, but you you're like trying to focus and make everybody happy in the comments, but also trying to make the guests happy. So I think like for guest appearances or like maybe like more serious sermons, maybe like waiting till the end for the comments or just initially greeting people. But I feel like the input's nice. I just feel like sometimes it gets in the way of your message.
Okay, I like that. And like I said, like on the Real Talk, this would probably be where we have open conversations. You know what I'm saying? And that makes it a little bit different. But I really like that. And this is what I'm saying, guys. I appreciate constructive criticism because I want to be better at what we do. I want to make it good. Deb's a mom and she can read and listen. I can, yes. But like I said, as we're going through and doing these things, I think it's important that we kind of maybe do set that, during coffee time, we can do, we can read the comments as we go. But during the messages or whatever, we take a minute. But if it's a conversation, and that's what I want to do is have it a conversational piece, then that's where those come in. You know what I'm saying? And we could do that afterwards if they have comments or whatever and make that a big piece. I will certainly be mindful of that. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so what about the Sunday messages?
Well, I already gave you my honest opinion on why Sundays are hard for me. So
Okay.
I just wish that we could do music, but we can't because of the copyright issues.
Right.
So that's my only downfall on it.
We will get back to that, but I think what we're going to end up doing, like I said, we're going to take a little pause from that, but I really want to get back to that. But what I want to do then is we probably will not be live during those, and then we will just take the message and go online. But what we do here will be for us. We will just record. You know what I'm saying? And so whoever can come, they can enjoy all the music and they can do those things. And then that way we wouldn't have any of those copyrights. And then I can just do the message. So we can do that. So that was kind of my thought. We just
also, I kind of was thinking when after we talked earlier, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was thinking, Saturdays. What if we have like a Saturday option and a Sunday option, and then you could just post the recording on Sunday? Because I know when me and Cruz talked, she's been having trouble getting off Sunday. Sean works on Sundays. I don't know what Brenda's schedule is, but that's pretty much the routine of us right there.
Right. And
I think that might be too much though, because Mom's already pushing. She's already doing so much in so much time. And that's
right,
just
but we wouldn't be doing
time.
it. I don't think she's saying to do it twice.
No, it would just be posting the recording on Sunday.
But we could record on Saturday and then
in person Sunday.
No, we do in person on Saturday and set the recording for Sunday.
Yeah.
So anybody online.
Yeah, but I work every weekend no matter what. So.
Right. Well, and I think the thing is that I think the thing is here's where we're going to be. We are going to put that on pause for a couple months, right? Because we've already talked about that. But that's what we're going to figure out. So girls, you and I will work on that as we go in the next couple months to get it where we need it for everybody that absolutely attends and that is here. So I think that would be lovely to maybe by Easter. You know what I'm saying? That in place again to
hopefully weather's nice enough to go back in the barn.
Right. Right. Well, and like I said, so we got to get the porch moving and grooving. So, but we will talk about that later. And then, on Thursdays, so Tuesdays I've been doing Real Talk over the course of December, and then Thursday nights I was doing kind of an Advent series-ish kind of thing. But what I'd really like to do is have Thursday nights be a night for spiritual growth, more like and it's not a traditional Bible study, but maybe a spiritual study where we can grow together, where we can talk about our spiritual connection with God, and have maybe some exercises that we can do throughout the week. What would you guys think of that? I think that that's most important for 2026 is growing spiritually.
Yeah, agree. That's one of my biggest things. I ordered a 365-day women's devotional and was trying to get some people to join a group chat. So I don't know if that would be something you're interested in, maybe starting an On the Porch group chat for daily devotionals, and we could all share what we learned that day.
Right. Well, yeah, because like I said, I think that's kind of what the morning message is. You know what I'm saying? Is our devotional for the day. But maybe it is taking something like that.
This will be my first time attempting a devotional.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. So, so I think Rhonda does the Tuesday, Thursday. So what I did is the reason that I did 5:00 is because according to statistics and according to the AI people, they look at all of the pages and it said that 5:00 on Tuesdays and Thursdays are when most people can be on. This 5:00 work Tuesdays and Thursdays. We tried later at 7, but then that got too late for mamas who are putting babies to bed, getting kids ready for bed, or for other people because then it gets later. And and I go to bed pretty early because I get up early. But like I said, so what does the 5 o'clock Tuesday, Thursdays work for everybody? In the comments, you guys let us know what you think about Tuesday, Thursdays at 5. So what do you girls think?
I think that sounds good to me.
Mary Cruz is 5 when you're home and not working.
It just depends on the week.
You've got 5 jobs.
I'm usually working till 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
But not every night. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
If you were home,
that should work.
If you were home, is 5 o'clock work?
That should, yeah.
Rhonda said 5 o'clock is good because she lays down at 7:30. That's good. So I think we'll keep it at 5 o'clock. We can always, alter it later. But Tuesday, Thursdays at 5. And I love the idea of us having more times to gather during the week. Because we would have our Sunday message. And maybe that's something, like Miranda was talking about. Maybe that's something that you guys can comment on as we go. But that's not something that we interact with necessarily unless there is a question on the board.
I have someone like they kind of want to understand, as in when you say because they said the biggest thing for me is to grow emotionally, mentally, and physically. I gotta think on this spiritual idea. What does that even mean?
Okay,
so
I didn't hear you.
Get more involved in Live in 25 again because there's a lot of us still struggling on that but mentally instability. Like a lot of us are struggling, and I really think we need to get involved. I know you and I had talked about doing shadow work group sessions, and I think that would be good for some people. Make that a closed group, not open because certain people don't want to share.
So Live in 26.
Yeah, we'll have to get something a little creative there. Brenda, you're fine. You just keep driving. You be safe. Don't Vinny. No texting when you're driving.
But they want to already can't drive. Like the spiritual part of it, like how.
Oh, I love that. So maybe we just make that our Thursday nights, and then whoever after we do our live, maybe we take 30 minutes and take the smaller group and go off. You know what I'm saying? And just do a group. We can take what the message is for the night, and then we can talk about it privately. You know what I'm saying? Mary Cruz, we'll work on that. I like that. The closed group. Maybe for spiritual growth, and that would be mental, physical, spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's all part of the same thing. But Alive in 25, we can also have some. I've got some ideas of some people who do like breathing work and things like that, having them come in and to connect in different ways. I think I just think breath work is really good because we can really pull God in and we can really feel where we're at. So, but I think that, so I will work on that. I like that. Are there any other ideas that you guys have? I mean, that we can add to or that we've done in the past that really seem to work, that connected with you or that clicked with you? We've tried a lot of different things in the last couple of years. Now, 26 is where we're going to zone in and really concentrate on not everything, just a few things and get them right. And so, so like I said, I did this little behind the scenes video. And the one thing, can you guys see, does it keep coming across? Does it say like and subscribe on the bottom of the page? Okay. That is something new for us to like, and it goes nowhere right now. I don't think it goes anywhere. But it's something that we can do to help people. So because Miranda, I know that you used to have a hard time I think I didn't mean to. Well, maybe she muted herself. I'm
here. I'm just trying not to cause too much chaos on your live.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yes. So But I lost my train of thought now trying to unmute you. What were we
Sorry.
talking about me? No, that's okay. Where were we at, Miracles? Live in 25.
You were gonna. I think we need to make your schedule, as in, worship on the farm or whatever on Sundays, your real talk on Tuesdays, and I think Thursdays should be devoted to that small group of helping people through the tough times.
And
Because with the
and
new
maybe-
year coming up, it's really hard on a lot of people, and I have a lot of friends and people I talk to every day, and we just have these little conversations, because they need people to talk to. We need someone to talk to and not be judged for it. And that's what I love most about you. Like Miranda said, you accept everybody where they're at. Or you could be like me and how I've done it. I see the good in everybody.
right.
That's just who I am. But to hear their stories would be, because you don't know.
Well,
until you
and
get to
a
know
lot
them.
of people aren't ready to post their stories publicly. You
Well,
know
not
what I
post
mean?
it publicly. I mean, like have a
She
You
wants
know-
a secret group.
Right.
Well,
No,
not
and
even
I
that, like,
appreciate
or
that. Yeah.
something like that, yeah, or like
Yeah.
have a daily devote, to help encourage that, like, hey, good morning, whatever. I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you woke up. Like today's a new day, kind of thing. And then
Maybe,
nighttime-
Cruz, maybe this is also something that Deb could help with, but maybe this is your ministry, like she told me yesterday.
Right.
Maybe this is your calling and something that you should take the lead of.
oh boy,
I will help. I'll help.
Well, and I think that's something that we can talk about. I think that is something I got notes down for that because I think it's really, really important. And maybe it's the thing that we do our Thursday night, and then you guys go to the closed group, and I can be there as a shadow, but not necessarily lead. I think that is, what I'm saying. There could be some balance there. So we'll chat about that in a little bit. Now, Brenda has talked, and Brenda and I have talked about this, having spiritual retreats for women, or just a spiritual retreat.
I think it should be open to men and women, because you do have men followers also.
right.
Maybe make it a day thing, not an overnight thing,
Mhm.
or have certain ones like you and a group of the men, the men, Christian men, and then a group of the women, and then all together. Because
Right.
I don't think it should be pinpointed to men and women. when
I
you
think just
have
the retreat
thousands
in
of
general is a
followers.
really good idea because I know for me the retreats are just totally life changing. I mean, when I do
The
retreats,
gathering place is an absolute
Family retreats. I love the idea. I'm not going nowhere if Emerald can't go. Y'all know that.
and that's true. That's true. So, but we can talk about that. And then the next thing is that so on Thursday nights, I am going to find some place if this is something that people would like. Because, excuse me, we've opened up our home, we've opened up the barn, we've done all this other stuff, but I know a lot of people are uncomfortable coming to my house. And so I am going to try to find a restaurant, a bar, someplace that allow me to come on Thursday nights and maybe do those things live and allow people to come in. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's really important, or whatever night works for that we can figure out. But my thing is that I really, really
Miss Rochelle said that you can use her bar anytime you want.
okay. All right. And that's an option. And that is an option. And like I said, I think the thing is that we need to find a place that we can gather that is, once again, safe, that it feels comfortable to come in, and that we can absolutely be who we are and do what we do. So, but what do you guys think about that, is finding a place to gather outside of the farm?
Yeah, what's that one saying about where two or more are gathered? That saying, it doesn't matter to be in a church or a barn or steeple. I mean, go to a restaurant. I mean, but I think you need to pinpoint it to, okay, this week we're going to be in this town, and because, like, for me, I'm not.
That would be cool.
A restaurant in a different town where you're more followers.
to a few.
Like, Rhonda's from Reedsburg area.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
maybe one trip to Reedsburg to a restaurant, or
Pizza Ranch is cool. That's where we meet in
Pizza Ranch.
Reedsburg with our speech therapist.
Toma for me and the people over on the Toma side of the line.
Right.
Kind of meet people halfway, because some of us can't drive.
I think that would be really fun. Kind of like Community Mills does, where we do maybe a in-person service, even if it's just once a month,
Right.
in a different town. Like
Yep.
we could go to Toma and Reedsburg and La Crosse even. I'm sure,
Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of Christian restaurants and organizations out here.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't even have to
absolutely.
be Christian based. I mean, just like we used to do at the Winding Rivers Church, where we used to go have breakfast and just talk about life. I mean, something like that, but not in that aspect. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Well, and
I
I
really
think this
believe
is
in
the
where
real
people
talk
are at.
part of life. Maybe it's the real talk nights that we do that. It's not the spiritual growth. It's the real talks. That's where we take to the road.
And just letting people get it off their chest, because I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah.
all need that.
I love
release.
that. I love that idea. So
I love that idea too.
Brenda said Hatch Public Library, but they have a private conference room. And Judy says Dorset Valley. Actually, I was thinking about talking to Richard on that, because he's Richard and I have chatted a lot of different times, and
Most
just whatever is easiest. So
most of the libraries have a community center room. I
mhm.
know the one in Waniwak does, and the one in Sparta does.
Right, and I think Elroy. I know Elroy does too.
You
So
just have to call and book it. It's free.
okay,
And then I work at Tap House and they got a room.
Good price. So okay, so that leads us to the biggest part and the biggest change of the porch is reaching those people who do not live in central Wisconsin.
Like the people who live in Milwaukee.
The people who live in Texas and the people who live in Florida and the people who live in Pennsylvania and Ohio and all of the other states. So we have been talking about this. We've done a couple tours, but I've been mapping out what it's going to cost us to do some tours, and tours are not going to be cheap. But the thing is that I know we can do it like this, just mapping things out, different areas of the United States, but doing exactly what you two were talking about on these trips is meeting people where they are with real talk and inspirational speaking, saying, hey, you know what? You are okay. You are necessary. You are loved. And I think that that is the most important piece of what we do and who we are. And I do believe that that is where God's calling us. And I think that's what he's doing. And so, like I said, this is why it's so important for us also to really know who we are. And for us is that I'm sorry, Tina. I'm sorry. We're just doing some planning here, honey. I didn't mean to make it stressful for you. But like I said, these are just ideas. We're just throwing ideas out. We're kind of trying to do a planning session. That is all this is tonight, is for our real talk. I really wanted everybody's opinions and their inputs on all the craziness that goes on the porch to bring it to you and put it together. So I did not mean to stress you out, honey. But like I said, there's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of things happening, and it takes a lot of people to do this. And so, but I do appreciate all your stuff. So with all that being said, girls, are there anything else, because we are running out of time here, but is there anything else that you want to share or that you think is important for people to know?
I think everybody knows that you have a heart that wants to help everyone everywhere, and that's kind of what you're doing now, is you're trying to make a layout of who you can help in 2026, who you can meet, who you can encourage. And so I think it's beautiful. I think you're doing a great job, and we can't wait to go with you.
I can't wait to take people with us on our trips. And so, but like I said, so really, this is just a planning event. That is what this is. Like I said, things are flopping around on the screen, and I know there's a lot. But I just also wanted you guys to know that this beautiful movement that God has going on, there's a lot of work behind the scenes. I am working overtime to try to bring everything together to learn new things. So each one of us can grow in our spiritual walk with God, because that is really what this is all about, is us growing and experiencing God's love for ourselves in our own special ways. And so, like I said, I do appreciate Miranda, Emerald, and thank you so much for joining us and tonight. And like I said, they're going to be kicking us off here. So, but I want you to know, I want to end with just a quick prayer, and then we'll go back. And I want to thank everybody, first of all, for all your input, for all of the things that you've done to help the porch be what it is now, and for all your support, financial support, the people that support us financially. I can't do it without you. Even though it seems like I'm sitting in front of a computer, there are a lot of expenses that go in that my husband and I mostly pay for ourselves. But so thank you for your financial support, sharing the videos, sharing the posts, sharing it with friends, talking about it with other people. Those are all things that are also helping grow God's kingdom. And as silly as it sounds, those are the simple things that God's asking us to do to help somebody grow spiritually in their walk. So let's go to God. God, we thank you for this night. We thank you for all of these people. God, we thank you for this platform. We thank you for giving us the porch, someplace where, God, it just seems so massive. And there's so many moving parts, but God, somehow you put them all together and you keep the wheels going. Thank you for that. Thank you for giving us the wisdom, the courage, and the strength to continue to move forward in this ministry, because we really do need your help. It's in your name we pray. And they all said, amen. Amen. So, Rhonda, I'm so glad that we got to meet you as well. So, guys, thank you, girls, for joining me. And thank you for loving us through all of the chaos. And as we go and learn and have all of the pieces moving, whatever piece you're part of, I appreciate you. I really do. Have a great night, everybody. God bless. And thank you, girls, for joining us. Love you all. Mwah.
Bye.